What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Games with BK. This is episode number 1 of the Clay Brown Jr. Road to Glory series here on EA College Football 2025. Now, this is a little bit of a companion or follow-up series to go along with the Clay Brown Senior Dynasty mode that I'm doing, and just to kind of bundle everything up into easy to understand package. Made a Clay Brown Senior character based off of a fictional recruit that I had back in NCAA 04 05. Made him a head coach 20 years later, gave him a son, and that's where we got Clay Brown Jr. Trying to make him follow a similar path where he's like an underrated recruit. I'm trying to run him through the Road to Glory mode and hopefully into the Madden Superstar mode. You're going to see some of the different attributes and ratings and stats that go along with this character, starting him as an underdog. You can choose to make your character like a blue chip prospect or a highly rated prospect, but I chose to kind of grind it out this way. Now on this screen, you're going to see the interview from the local reporter. It's going to ask you a series of questions, and I believe that how you answer determines what schools are the best fit for you. Like for me, I know that I want to find a team that I can get Clay Brown some playing time with early. Because if you pick one of the bigger programs, you're likely not going to play as a freshman. You may not even play as a sophomore. You might luck up and get some playing time as a junior and senior. But going with a smaller school with this lowly rated player is probably the best bet. So I'm going to just let these screens play out until we get to the team selection screen, and you can see that I got Army and Air Force here as my top two choices, and I kind of vacillate between Air Force and Army. I was originally going to pick Air Force, then I decided to go with Army because I think it offers Clay Brown Jr. the best chance to play early. So I'm going to get through these screens. Clay Brown Jr. committed to the the Army Black Knights, and we're going to begin our journey as a 60 overall running back. Pass catching, receiving type running back is the template that I wanted to make, similar to the Clay Brown player that I had back in NCAA football 04 05. And you see on this screen here, they have the list of all the physical, mental, stats, attributes, all this stuff in one place, where you can kind of get a sense of what kind of player your guy is early on. Now, from what I understand, from what I gather, when you add XP, you can boost individual categories, like your quickness. You can boost your change of speed. You can activate some of the physicals based on what these attribute numbers are. And you do that by adding XP. You can get XP from playing in the games, performing well. You can get XP from the little practice sessions, and that helps a lot to build your player. Now you can see that the players have the mental capabilities that get unlocked. I'm gonna let you read that on the screen. You guys, fan favorite, road dog, and clear-headed. Now the physicals, I think I mentioned it. You have to have like a minimum threshold to unlock some of these physical attributes. So we're going to see what we're going to do with my guy Clay Brown Jr. Hoping to take this man from college all the way into Madden 25 over the span of a bunch of episodes, because I'm going to try to keep these episodes relatively short, being that the gameplay stuff, the actual gameplay stuff, isn't very long. Like I think the game's quarters set to like 6 minutes or so. So it's not a whole lot of plays. And we can get through it. So now you're going to look at our depth chart, team roster. I'm fourth. Well, Clay Brown Jr. is fourth in this whole depth chart. And you will have an opportunity to try to beat out the players ahead of you. And on the weekly advanced summary, you're going to see the important categories like your academics, your health, your support, and your leadership capabilities that your team gives you, plus the XP. These are very important to try to balance, because if you don't keep your academics in check, you're not going to be able to play. You're not going to be eligible to play. And if you don't build your brand, you're not going to get the NIL deals and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to let you take a look at these screens here. Just a little behind the curtain thing. I'm doing this voiceover while watching the preview in OpenShot, which is the software I use to edit these videos. And truthfully, the video preview screen is very, very small. And so you're not going to see the letters and words. So I'm going to let you read that, because when you read it on your screen, it'll be much more visible. Now, with the weekly agenda, you have a certain amount of hours that you can allocate to these different categories that you see on your screen here. Like the academics, you can devote some time to studying so you can be ready for these tests and be able to maintain your academic eligibility. For your leadership stuff, your team trust, coach trust, that important stuff is there. Now, your health is super important too, because if you're banged up, you get injured, you can't play. Now, with the training stuff, you can build XP, and then you use that XP to help build up the different physical attributes of your character. And with the last category there, that's how you build your brand, your identity, and it makes you more popular, more marketable. It helps you out in that regard too. So you got to be smart about how you issue out the hours, because some of the brand deals and stuff will be recurring over the span of a few weeks or whatever, and then those are hours that you don't have left to commit to the other stuff. So just giving an example, say you have a brand deal that requires you to use 2 hours of your weekly allowance, then you're going to be 2 hours short when it comes to the other stuff every week. Me, I think my primary focus is just to keep the guy academically eligible. We're going through the screens. All right, now up to the practice hub, where you can pick the different training exercises that you go through. And I believe this might be the last segment or so in episode 1. So I'm going to kind of do some voiceovers straight through till the end of this thing. All right, so we got the rushing attack. Basically, it's you, a fullback, and 3 defenders, and you got to try to get to the end zone. And I think I'm playing on whatever the base difficulty is. I did eventually turn up the difficulty for the sophomore season of Clay Brown, which I haven't even begun trying to edit. But yeah, it's pretty easy to do this practice exercise, because the defenders are kind of far away, where if you get one block from that fullback, you're able to just take it for 6, unless you get hung up like I did just now. And even still, you have a decent speed with your running back. You can hit the corner and go. But yeah, the purpose of these exercises are to build coach trust and help you move up the depth chart. And in fact, you'll see it later on in some of the future episodes. This is how you go about your position battles. You go through the whole line of training exercises, and you got to hit a certain threshold to overtake the people ahead of you. You see, it's pretty easy. I should have upped the difficulty from the jump, because my character is a little, not overpowered, but he got souped up kind of quickly, just to let you know ahead of time. Got souped up ahead of time, or prematurely, I guess, due to me not playing on a hard enough difficulty. So I'll try to balance it out by playing on a harder difficulty for the subsequent seasons after the freshman year. All right, so not a whole lot of voiceover work to be done here, because it's just Clay Brown Jr. Taking that first lead block from the fullback, getting to the corner, and then out racing everybody else, because they're not able to really take good angles. Phone going off in the background. Check out the message as Clay Brown continues to look good in practice. All right, so now we're out of the whole practice screen here. Looking at the weekly advanced summary, you see all the how far he's moved up and how far he's progressed. Get a chance to look at the depth chart afterwards too. See where you are. So I'm still in 4th place, obviously, because then there hasn't been a position battle. But you see who he has to beat out and what their ranking is. And I'll take this opportunity to show this advertisement on the screen. I was thinking about doing a little funny voiceover for it, but this is pretty much it, man. I wanted to have a little fun with this. NIL is a thing in college sports, so wanted to have a little fun with this. The CB26 Active Buds.
Plenoic.